With the first Tmnt adventure on the Nintendo Entertainment System being a somewhat controversial title among fans of the Heroes in a Half Shell, Konami decided upon a slightly different approach for the Turtles' first outing on the 8-bit Nintendo Game Boy in 1991. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or Hero Turtles depending on where you lived in Europe or America, exploded onto TV screens in the late 80s with the successful cartoon series and dominated the first half of the 90s with a range of comics, merchandise, action figures and of course video games. Who better to handle the latter but Konami? They took on the license and produced several games for multiple systems. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I'm gonna say Ninja, Fall of the Foot Clan was the first of 3 such games on Game Boy and does away with any complications that was littered in the NES game. The premise is simple: the gorgeous reporter April O'Neil has been kidnapped by Shredder and Krang, and it's up to Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael and Michelangelo to battle through 5 stages to get her back. The game is a 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up platform game. You select your chosen turtle before each stage, and although controls exactly the same, there are some slight differences. Leonardo and Donatello use long-range weapons and can take out foes from slightly longer distance, whilst Raph and Mikey are short-range fighters and are adequately able to deal with pesky enemies who try and get a little bit too close for comfort. So you'll be dealing with waves of foot soldiers, Mousers, roadkill Rodneys, rockets, lasers and a variety of different stage hazards such as falling debris, giant tyres, pillars that extend and retract out of the ground and sections that test your timing and reflexes. Fall of the Foot Clan is quite short and, to use that word again, relatively simple. It might take a few tries to crack as it's easy to think that this game is harder than it is. You can select any stage right off the bat, which is perfect, and whilst you may be tempted to only complete stage 5, which again is not that hard, you will indeed rescue April O'Neil but you won't get the full ending. In order to get the ending you must complete stages 1 to 4 in order and then head for the Technodrome. Only once you have done every stage and beaten Krang will you be able to earn the real true ending. First things first, the sprites are huge and modelled off the cartoon series, so everyone is instantly recognisable. The backgrounds and graphics are even more detailed than most Game Boy games out at the time, with a lot of effort and detail gone into trying to recreate an animated experience on the handheld. There is a wee bit of sprite flicker, but it doesn't impede the game in any way. Movement is kind of slow, but this I think was intentional. I found trying to rush through, even with the slow speed of the turtles, suicide. With so many obstacles and enemies flying at you, it really is best to inch forward bit by bit. This becomes absolutely central during the river stage, where jumping from log to log and trying to hit enemies at the same time becomes a little frustrating. However, each stage is not impossible, and it's certainly not like the game is cheap. Each turtle has 8 bars of energy, and this is represented at the bottom of the screen. Once all health is gone, then that turtle is captured and you must choose another one and either restart from a checkpoint or the level depending on how far you got. Luckily though, any health lost can be regained with pizza, which is plentiful. Now this can be earned either by acquiring a certain number of points, or sometimes there is a pizza waiting for you. There are also hidden bonus games within certain levels which, if won, will also fill your health back up to max, so the game gives you a lot of opportunities to win in that regard. The gameplay also is very simple. Head to the right and slash incoming enemies who can fly all over the place. It may seem a little overwhelming at first. Whilst destroying enemies can be straightforward, there's always a particular set of foot soldiers who just seem to float in, and if you're not quick enough can cheap shot your chosen turtle. It's one of those games that forces you to quickly adapt and memorise certain patterns and to truly become skillful at. I have no issues with the controls and they work really well. You can even toggle with them before the game starts. The bosses are again instantly recognisable and the sprites, like the turtles, are huge. There's familiar favourites Bebop and Rocksteady, who are the stage 1 and 2 bosses. Baxter Stockman waits for you on stage 3, which sees your chosen turtle climbing across the top of cars and lorries to reach him. Shredder is the stage 4 boss, and then there's Krang, who is the final battle when you reach the Technodrome. All of them are pretty easy to beat once you know their patterns. Tmnt, Fall of the Foot Clan, again is very short and can be beaten in about half an hour once you know what you're doing. While some may complain that this is way too short, I really didn't mind. It's perfect for younger players who want a fun, quick, addictive game to play, and a quick blast for fans of the original Turtles. Whilst the sequels on Game Boy were longer and more advanced, Fall of the Foot Clan should not be disregarded at all. You can practice individual stages until you know them off by heart, and then once you know the lay of the land, you can try for a perfect run to get the true ending. So this game is definitely well worth playing today. It gives fans a gentle introduction to the Turtles and offers addictive and rewarding gameplay with a killer soundtrack and some pretty solid looking graphics. So grab yourself a slice of pizza and play it any way that you can. Okay, I just want to say thank you very much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time.